What do you think of my latest little project, eh? I quite like that little buffer stop. Yeah, okay. Shall we, tell you what, we'll go downstairs. I'll show you how to make one. That's if you want to. Yeah, right enough. I'll see you downstairs. Right, welcome back to those who are following this little buffer stop build. Right. Whilst you're away, I've got on with it, and I'll show you what I've done. All right. Now, I explained to you about cutting the notches out of the bottom of the buffer stop. All right, see that? That wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. And that they then fit over the rails. Okay, so it sits flush on top of the sleepers. Okay, that's what you want. I then cut up some matchsticks and glued them to the outside of the cardboard former. Now the front and the back, they're different heights obviously, but that's easy to do. You cut all the matchsticks the same height, you make sure that they're all flush with the bottom of the cardboard, and stick them up. That's fairly easy. Just make certain that the two which sit above the notches a little bit higher. You can cut those off afterwards, or you can make them smaller to begin with. Same goes with the front, no problem. The one thing that you have to be certain of is to allow let the matchstick height be about 1/8 of an inch. Whatever that is in millimetres, I don't know, 25.4 to an inch, isn't it? Work it out. Let them allow, as I say, 1/8 of an inch higher than the piece of cardboard you put in there. All right, that is to allow you to be able to. That's the base for whatever ballast or whatever you're putting in there. You got a choice. I mean, I can remember when I was a kid going down to the coal yard, and the buffers there used to be full of coal. Well, it used to be full of coal one day, and then sort of they used to have to keep topping them up. Yeah. And the ones out in the country where there wasn't any coal or whatever, it probably filled with ballast. So it's up to you what you put in there. You can put ballast in there if it seems right, coal if it seems right. What I did afterwards was that if all of these don't look correct, all over the place, height-wise, just put them on a bit of sanding paper if you want them all to be the same height. If you don't, just leave them as they are, obviously. Now the sides present a little bit more of a problem because they're all different heights. They go down lengths, matchsticks, yeah. So what I did was that I measured the highest one, which was the same as the front, obviously, and then I put them all in at the same height, and then I cut them off afterwards. No problem. Now, a couple of things. Make sure that you don't get too much glue on the exterior, on the outside of the matchsticks when you're sticking them on, because we're going to give it a wash afterwards, not a paint, a wash. And as such, it's the wood that soaks up the wash and gives that kind of finish that I was looking for. and where you've got an area of glue, if you're using wood glue for instance, yeah, kind of coats it in a sheen and the wash doesn't take so well to it as the matchsticks do because they absorb. Set glue doesn't absorb. The other thing is that these vary in size according to, I've seen photographs of these things where they're all about the same width, yeah, across the tracks, but lengthwise some of them are about 1.5, maybe twice as long as this one. It varies. They're all built, they were all built individually by guys digging holes and sticking in old railway sleepers usually, vertically. Depends, you know, what they thought would be the right size. So I suppose if it was a huge engine on the track likely to demolish it, they'd make it slightly bigger. And little small shunty engines like that. Now this is going to do me, but you can make it any lengths you want, obviously. The next step after you've done all that, alright, you got that, is to think about actually putting the actual buffers on, okay? And for those, what you have to do is actually gauge the right height, okay? So what I've done is I've stuck one of these Hornby picker buffers on, yeah. Put this one on the track, slid it along, oh, it won't slide along because of the chairs, but yeah, okay, put it down and then mark it with a pencil, the centre line of the height of the buffers, alright, centre line. Now in actual fact, you may not have a buffer available to you. So for me, that is, where are we? About, well, yeah, from the bottom, from the very bottom, okay? From the very bottom, not from the top of the rail, but from the very bottom of this. If you've done it like I've done it. The centre line of the buffers is 5/8 of an inch high. Okay? 5/8 of an inch, which is about just over 1.5 centimetres in new money. Alright. And I've cut, so once you've got that, you mark it with a pencil line like I've done there, if you can see it, okay? And cut up 2 little matchsticks and stick them, one on the top and one on the bottom of that line. Alright, so it sticks out, so it's like that. That's the beam, the buffer beam, onto which we will then glue a couple of very small ones each end to act as the actual buffers. So I'll get on with that and make sure that I don't get too much glue everywhere. And I'll get back to you. Right, I've cut the matchsticks for the buffer stops there. And let's have a look. We've got 2 that go along the whole width, and then 2 at this end and 2 at that end, about 3/8 of an inch long. Okay, they're glued on top of the other ones. You can see that perhaps a bit better there. Right, that's the construction. So we just need to weather it. Now I'm going to use paints, but I've watered them down a lot. If you don't water them down, and it hides all the little nuances of matchsticks, which you want to see the matchsticks. So we've got a mixture of earth colour and a little dab of black. And we'll just go over the whole thing with that. Okay, that's beginning to look a bit. It goes into the holes, the gaps between the matchsticks. You can give it as many coats as you want, doesn't really matter, until you get to where you want. I'm going to carry on doing that. Do the top as well, okay, the card that's in there, do that. And then after you've done that, or after I've done it, I'm going to weather it. Now, this is my plate of, what are they called? Pastels. I shave the pastels off, okay? And basically I use 3 colours. You can see there's a green there, can you? A green, there's a black and there's a brown. And I sort of mix them around and use bits from each one wherever I want it. I just leave it on the plate, okay? A little short stubby brush like that. And just kind of put it, so I'll be using that afterwards because I reckon there might be a fair bit of greenery growing up the side of this. So that bright green there, yeah, I'm going to put on, and it'll hide itself between the cracks. We'll see what it looks like in a minute, shall we? Right, you don't want to watch me painting it, do you? Painting. I'll be back. Welcome back. Well, you haven't been anywhere, have you? This is the the cats are going wappy this morning, so if you can hear them, that's the cats. Welcome back, yeah, to the buffer stop build. I say that because it's been about, well, I don't know, 4 or 5 days since I did the first 2 bits of this part of the video. This is the last bit, which I'm adding on. Chaos here, utter chaos. The other night we had a storm and it brought down the telegraph poles. So we've not had a landline, we call it. And we've also not had the internet because we use the internet via the telephone line. Right, that's the cat. And they've just arrived this morning to, all the road were closed and everything like that because all the lines were across the road with the poles and we might just about get the internet back today, at which point I will upload the first bit, but you won't know it because I don't say anything in the first bit, if you follow me. And the toilet, our house gave up the ghost. It's one of those, but the house is old. It's got walls which are about 1/2 metre thick, if not more, and they're built of stones held together with mud. It's not, there's no cement, and it's quite difficult to put a big pipe through these walls. So we ended up having to use one of those, the French call them a saniboire, which is like a thingy attached to the back of the toilet which pumps, you know, away through a little small pipe. I think the proper word for it is a turd wordler. Anyway, I've got that gave up the ghost, so we've had to use the other toilet which has got another one on it, and so I'm in the middle of doing that as well. Anyway, right, let's get on with it, shall we? Right, that is the finished item, the buffer stop. Okay, so I think the last time we saw you, we'd done the wash on the vertical matchsticks on all sides, okay? I then got hold of some of that green stuff, the can't remember what it's called, but you saw it last time anyway. And covered it in that. Then some cream and some pink. Oh, that's the cat trying to jump up to get the door handle to let herself out. Right, can you see the buffer stops there? We've got pink on the two outside and a bit of cream in the middle. I think they were out of a Games Workshop old thing, acrylics. So yeah, that looked alright. Bit of weathering on top. Inside, if you can see that, I've put some ballast, glued that in, as you can see, and then put some grass which grows through. Right, grass on top of that, okay? And I decided to make a little lamp, as you can see on top. Can you see that? That is just 4 bits of cardboard glued together with a bit of balsa wood on top rounded off to make it look like one of those lamps. And then I painted a red dot on it. What you could do, I suppose, is to put an LED in it, couldn't you? That would be, yeah, that would be interesting. That would be quite nice if you wanted that. But the problem getting LEDs at the moment, I've got quite a few, but I didn't want lights on them. So anyway, that'll do me. I didn't think that was too bad for, what, 2.5p, something like that. Well, you know, less than 5p, absolutely. Old matchsticks, bit of old cardboard, got some glue hanging about, a little bit of ballast, a little bit of paint. That's okay, I'll do me. Anyway, I shall, yeah, when it fits, oh, I'll show you. Right, it fits on the railway line, like that. Well, it fits the other way around, of course. You know, but just to show you what it looks like. Yeah, it looks okay. I think that's fine. By the time the line is ballasted, this will actually sit on top of the ballast. So you won't be able to see underneath it or anything like that. So I'm quite happy with that. So I'll end the video now before it gets too long. And wish you all the best. Hope you don't have a toilet like I have. And when we get on the internet, we'll send these videos off to you. Enjoy them, and until next time, I don't know what I'm going to do next time. We'll see. Keep you in suspenders, eh? Bye for now. Oh, thank you all my new subscribers. I do have some subscribers, believe it or not. Yeah, I reckon they're about as lunatic as I am. So, yeah, thanks for them. And I'll see you soon.